Happy end of the week. It's Friday, the 15th of January.
Bill,
Welcome back, Troy.
Bill,
What?
I cannot believe it is officially halfway through. Did you say the 15th of January or
15th
February?
of January.
God, don't scare me like that. I thought we were already in February.
Did I say February?
I don't know. Did he? I don't know. The bottom line
I
is
said January.
it's already flying by. By the way, I like your hat.
Thank you. Southeastern University.
Southeastern University, and they're the Fire.
The Fire in Lakeland, Florida. Yeah, a little Assembly of God school where my nephew goes.
Mark Rutland was president there for a while.
No kidding.
Yep.
The great Mark Rutland.
The great Mark Rutland, before he went to ORU, before he went to Free Chapel in Gainesville.
Wow, fantastic.
So,
good to know.
Anyway.
Good to know.
Daily dose of hope, a daily chance to be encouraged in your lifelong journey of recovery.
That's our goal.
We love it.
We hope you're enjoying these. Let us know by, you can subscribe, you can reply, you can make a comment, you can share these videos. Let us know what you're thinking about these. It's all about you. That's why we do it. We're hopeful that there is an encourage word for you.
Actually, Bill, it's really all about us, but don't tell them that.
Yeah, that's true. We're looking for, what awards do you get for YouTube videos? Any?
I don't know.
We certainly deserve one if there is one.
With the number of likes and views we're going to have for this,
yeah,
there probably are no awards.
Yeah,
but
anyway. Anyway, we wanted to talk about some 3 practical steps on the subject we've been handling all week, which is around the question of, will I always be an addict? So we're going to kind of sum up what we have talked about and learned. And in fact, there are 3 practical things we learned we can do. And Troy, you'll sum these up for us. The first one is that we must be defined by our relationships.
Yeah, and Bill, from the get-go, the thing we cannot forget in all of this is we are never defined by our sin. We are never defined by our failures. We are never defined by our mistakes. We are defined by our relationships, and in particular, we are defined by our relationship with God. I am who I am because of Jesus and me. And I do sin. I do struggle. There are slips. There are temptations. There are rough days, but those things don't define me. Jesus defines me.
Let's stand on that truth, will we? All right, let's do
Amen.
that. Number 2, we must be dependent upon Him alone.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, the people want you to define yourself as an addict so that you don't ever forget how vulnerable you are and you always take seriously your recovery.
And you work.
And you work. And that's part of the problem is we get too dependent upon our own efforts and our own abilities to keep ourselves sober, to keep ourselves on the path. And the bottom line is, we stay sober by the grace of God. We stay sober by His work in us. Now, we do have a role to do, and we've talked about that, but we must never forget, Bill, that it is God who is at work in us, giving us both the desire to do the right thing and the power to do the right thing. And if we will focus our attention there and know that God is with us and He is giving us the desire and the power, we will find ourselves living in freedom.
Mm-hmm. But there's a real irony to that, because we do have a to-do list, but it really has one little checkbox on it, which is trust Him.
Amen.
And it's almost like, so we have something to do, which is to do nothing other than trust.
Trust. And trust doesn't do nothing, and we'll talk about that. At some point we need to talk about trust and cooperation. But the bottom line is that's very true. You have one thing and one thing only to do, and that is to trust God to give you the desire to do the right thing and the power to do the right thing.
And in that power, that's kind of the third thing. You talked about, I think it was yesterday, we need to be determined to follow God's way of escape that He provides us.
The interesting thing about any kind of addiction or any kind of life-dominating issue you're trying to overcome, you find yourself in that moment of challenge where you're very much tempted, you're very much triggered, and you're like, what do I do here? What do I do here? What do I do here? And it never fails. If I take the time to look, God has made a way of escape. All of a sudden I see, there it is, there's the path, there's my way, there's my opportunity. All of a sudden I'm about to go down a bad road and the phone rings. All of a sudden I'm about to go down a bad road and the text rings. I mean, God always provides a way of escape. Our problem is we don't often look for that way of escape. And we've got to practically look around us when we're feeling triggered, when we're feeling tempted, when you're feeling vulnerable. Look around you, because God will give you that way of escape. He may do it through a friend. He may do it through circumstances. He may do it through your phone. But God will give you a way of escape.
And there are dozens, right? That's worship music. There's calling a friend. There's getting onto a group website. There's a myriad of things we can do. We just have to be determined to cooperate with God. We'll be hearing about that later. And looking for ways of escape that He's providing, and then take it. That's all we have to do.
Yeah.
That's all we have to do.
You know, it never fails, Bill, when you lose something and you're like looking all over for what. The moment you kind of just relax and say, you know what, I'm not going to be able to find this, all of a sudden, boom, there it is. It's like that with our way of escape. Quit trying to get yourself out of this mess. Slow down, look around you, and you'll see the way of escape that He's provided.
He loves you that much. He's going to provide that way. We're for you. We're rooting for you every day. If there's anything we can do to be of service to you, please reach out and let us know. And we'll be back next week, and we'll do this again.
See you next week.